Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan battle video, and today we finally got it done. Dragon Ball Saga is going to take down Omega Shenron. So this is my run that got it done, and yeah, it took me a few tries, definitely, but definitely doable with this team, right? And once again, showing why this team is so good. I just think Omega Shenron in general is a harder fight, and you need more RNG on your side to get things to go with all of the AoEs that he has. It's just so overwhelming. And then that last phase just hitting so hard. Like you have to be like, to take his super attack, there are very select few units in the game that can flat out tank that. So you most of the time have to either dodge it or make sure you have a Wisan and still have a good enough defensive unit with Wisan to be able to tank it. So yeah, we're able to get it done here. So tech phase, my strategy was this whole time, don't use any items on the tech phase. We can't afford to do that. What I find is that teams like this that are, well, with the exception of Tech Bulma not proccing, which then she does there, you can see night and day difference, right? She went from like 80k to double digits. I've had really bad luck with Tech Bulma in these runs, but I think that was the only hiccup she gives me here. I think she does her job the rest of the way. But I find that teams like this that are very good from turn one, they don't really have a lot of buildup, right? They're very good in the tech phase. Like the tech phase doesn't really bother me that much. It's when you're using buildup units that are, they can actually struggle. Like when I did my fusion run, like it was a struggle to get through this tech phase, right? But then later on, it's easier because you've got stuff built up. Whereas this team, this team really does struggle in the later phases because all of the AoE, and this team has many units that get defense on super, and when you don't have that defense, it does sting. So you guys let me know if you've been having fun with this Omega fight and what teams you've been able to beat it with. I still have to do my final trump card and my full power missions. I don't think those will be that bad. I just have to put more attempts in. I've literally only done like a couple attempts on each, and my first run that I put up, which was basically it basically was a final trump card team. I just had forgotten or didn't realize that there was missions. I could have just tweaked that team slightly and gotten it done, but that's all right. We'll do it again. We'll have more fun. It's content, right? We always complain in Dokkan there isn't content. Well, this is legitimate content, so I am not going to complain. I've got things I know I can do when I have time, and I can keep putting out some more attempts here, right? All right, STR Bulma is just so solid here. Like, I think part of the reason why what works so well on this team is both rotations have just a slot one stopper. Like, I just know my slot one is always safe on both rotations because it's STR Bulma and AGL Hachan. And AGL Hachan, once I hit turn 5, he's going to have either 80 or 88% damage reduction. Like, he literally is untouchable even from 2 million attack supers. So I know my slot one is good, and I think that's part of the reason I've been able to do so much with this team. Yamcha in slot 3, I mean, he's going to be rocking 500-600k defense with guard. Like, that's good enough for most things, right? And then Int Bulma and Tech Bulma, it's just they get a 70% chance to live, and that's all I hope for, is that those 70% chances proc. And then our outlier here is this guy, Physical Kid Goku. It's, will he dodge for me? Because my Kid Goku does have a fair amount of dodge. So it's either will he dodge or does he proc enough supers to get enough defense? The thing with this is Kid Goku is guarding in the last phase, which really, really helps. He does struggle in the second phase because it's STR, so it's getting past that, but getting to the last phase, it does allow Kid Goku to maybe get by a little bit in that last phase, where with how old of a unit he is, right? Like, he's aging pretty well. We do like our boy Kid Goku. All right, so Ader there's not taking nothing. We're still working on this tech phase. But yeah, it's pretty tough right now being on global, and this is always the toughest time of year because JP is just, they're going to be finding out literally tonight, the day that I'm recording this video, they're going to be finding out what the anniversary units are, right? Now, this video might go out later, so by the time you're watching this, you might already know the anniversary units, but it's so hard because, like, we're sitting here in, Carnival Omega Shenron banner, and, JP is going to be getting the 9th anniversary banner. So this merger between the games can't happen soon enough, in my opinion. I'm thinking that for 10th anniversary, we're going to be shared. That would be nice. Because this whole thing that, like, all this hype stuff that we're going to see revealed this weekend, like, we have to wait till freaking July. Like, we're not going to see it till July on Global. So it's like, it's fun. Like, I'm excited to see it all. But then at the same time, it's like, oh, well, I don't really get this stuff for, like, 6 months. So this is why the merger needs to happen, right? All right, here comes the STR phase. We actually got a fairly generous turn with him not doing any group attacks in slot 1. And we're actually getting a chance for Kid Goku here to build up. So we're going to chance it. Actually, I think I'm chancing this turn without an item. The thing that I found is Kid Goku actually can handle the AoEs. Even though he's type disadvantage, Kid Goku is actually able to tank them enough. It's just if Kid Goku eats a super, he's one shot, like dead, because he's type disadvantage here. So, but I find that I do have to place some risk in this phase because I can't allow myself to go into the last phase without an item. Like, we have to have at least one Whis in that last phase because, like, literally it just takes one Omega Super that is not on Hachan or Bulma and we die. That's all it takes, right? Or it's on a unit that's supposed to dodge that doesn't dodge. So it's way too easy to have a super clean run and then have it fall apart by one super attack. So I like to play it as safe as I can here. And try to have at least one item going into that last phase. I do think this team actually can get through this phase without using an item. Because like I said, I think Kid Goku can tank the super or the AoEs enough. So it's just provided that Kid Goku doesn't take a super in this phase. I think I can actually get to that last phase with 2 Whis. Which by the time you get to that point, then it's like you almost just do your first 4 turns of Whis and hope you can kill him in that, right? The thing that does help too is usually by the time I get to that Int Omega, like we're usually getting to a Dokkan attack, and that helps for big damage. And what you're going to see in this video is we hit it on pretty much the perfect turn. We get really big damage from the Dokkan attack, and that's what really helps. But here we go. Anytime he chooses Aider to attack, we love it. And these really mean bosses, they do like to pick on slot 1, which I talked about earlier. When you've got S-Tier Bulma and Hachan anchoring your slot 1s, like, you're golden. You're so good. I think Hachan is like the perfect way to build a banner unit where he's an absolute god in a certain situation and he's like not nearly as good without that situation, right? So it's like Hachan rewards you for running a Kid Goku. You don't even have to be on a Dragon Ball Saga team. He just has to be attached to Kid Goku, right? So it rewards you heavily for running Kid Goku, but if you try just running him on a team without a Kid Goku, then he's pretty much not runnable, right? He'll still have some damage reduction, but not nearly enough. So yeah, I think building a unit that way where it's like you have to be with a specific unit or on a specific team, but then we're going to make you a god. I think that's a fine way to build a unit. So I think most banner units, they just need to do that with, because these generic banner units that they just try to make like damage dealers just does not work out. Because damage dealers, like, the moment you call a unit a damage dealer, then you're comparing them to Carnival LRs and Dokkan Fest LRs, and they just can't ever compete. And banner units shouldn't be as good as those units, right? So they pretty much have to make them supports or like defensive gods. That's the only way you can build a good banner unit. All right, so we're about to clean up this STR phase. We actually got through it pretty quick. It does help when Bulma's like triple supering and critting and like going crazy, right? So here it's like, oh, he did just get a heal. So I'm hoping Kid Goku here hits some crits. We did get lucky that the super attack came on Bulma again. Just tanking like a god. Once again, Bulma doing Bulma things. So we're hoping for some Kid Goku crits to take him out here. I was worried initially that like Kid Goku could take a super here, but Bulma finished off and we're hitting crits. So now Kid Goku's like, yeah, I'm going to finish this STR phase. And now we're going to the final phase. So this run, not only is it going smoothly, it's actually going quite quick. I feel like this is one of my faster runs. All right, so here we go. Int Omega, the final phase. So now here I have to decide, like, this turn. I'm looking at this turn. I'm like, oh, I think I actually don't need an item here, right? So I'm debating on, do I want to use Whis here? Because really it's just, is Bulma going to dodge? Goku is only taking a group attack. I guess there is another attack there, so if he does get supered, we're in trouble. But like if you really want to win, you've got to take risks sometimes. So I decide like this is a turn that's perfectly capable of surviving without an item. So I'm like, I'm gonna try it here. See, Goku, like everybody's taking the AoEs fine. Like Bulma would take damage, but her 70% dodge, which she did do, the expectation is that she dodges. So that worked out perfectly so far. Now this is the part where the whole run could fall apart, right? All it takes. So luckily, Ader gets supered, and I love that. So look at Ader. This is a 2 million super attack. No items. And look at Ader, double digits. Like when you got 88% damage reduction, that's what happens, right? Which I do believe you had 88 on this turn. Now I know we're basically in the clear. Like there's nothing that's going to stop us here. Even if Bulma doesn't dodge, we should be able to live them. But she still could take a lot of damage. But yeah, the thing is even when that goes right, like it still could be troublesome, right? Bulma, like I guess if Bulma had taken both group attacks, we actually still could die. Because I think she does take a good amount of damage from a normal here. So even with this turn working out about RNG-wise as perfect as we can, yeah, right there, 169k normal. So like, yeah, had Bulma eaten any of these group attacks and like another normal, like we still could have died, right? So all things considered, her only taking one normal there, we still came out okay. This is the turn that's like the god turn. So watch this. We got the Bulma active skill, right? Into a full field of orbs. Indicate Goku. And then we have Yamcha. Now, I'm trying to remember if I chanced this turn, because I'm like, Yamcha, yeah, I think I chanced this turn as well without an item, unless I used it right away. I might have not been watching, but I think this also might be without an item, only because Yamcha wasn't taking any attacks on the end. Yeah, and Yamcha was guarding, right? So 57k he took. So like, yeah, this turn was completely good. So we are able to skate by the first two turns without a Whis here. And now we have the big Unga Bunga Dokkan attack with a 16 mil attack stat. She's going to guarantee to at least one additional super. So this is where we're going to peel a bunch of health off of Omega. This turn is what really helps us in this last phase, like big time. Big time, big time. So here we go. Big fat crit. Like, yeah, that took like 3 health bars off, 3 to 4 health bars. That was a huge hit. And then another additional with the crit. And then we get another additional at 11 mil. So the Bulma triple super. And she almost crit on all of it, but she had effective against all types there. So still very good damage. Like all of a sudden, we're like really in this fight, right? And then Yamcha even giving me a clutch dodge there on the AoE. Perfect. This is like a chef's kiss right here. Like it's going so well, so well. At this point when I was playing it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I really have a chance to do this. Because now all of a sudden, Omega's down to 4 health bars. Oh, that part right there. Goku. Woo! Saved the run. Because Goku, even with guard, I think he dies on that. That's a 2 million super. I don't know that Goku can handle that even with guard. So Goku dodging that super there, like as smooth as the run was, it could have ended there. And we got a very lucky dodge. Because Goku's not like an insane percent chance to dodge. We got very, very lucky there. Now it's like Goku active skill. Now we just Whis. This is another turn where I think we actually didn't even need a Whis here. The only reason I Whis is because now we're just close enough to killing him. I don't want to take any chances. And Tech Bulma's been such a bum for me that if she doesn't proc, we need that to, we need the Whis to hold off some of that damage. We'll know right away if Tech Bulma procs. There we go. We got it. Now for the turn, Bulma can't take damage. She's got 77% damage reduction, right? So we got it. We got it. And then Ader jumping in. So now it's like, yep, I think we got this. We just got to kill him within the next turn. And then we know we have Whis protection here. And here's, once again, this is all of the RNG that has to work. Omega, once again, supering Ader. So, like, all of Omega's supers have been on, like, Ader, Bulma, and then we got the one Kid Goku dodge, right? So it's just, he's put his supers where we've needed them to be. We haven't gotten caught. And, you know, this is a fight where it actually went so clean, we never really felt in danger. We took, like, what, like an 80k normal from Tech Bulma at one point, and then we took another normal from Int Bulma. So, like, Int Bulma and Tech Bulma took one normal without their passives, and that was it. Otherwise, this was pretty dang smooth, right? Kid Goku, and then it's like, yep, we're down to the final here. We just have to make sure we kill him. It's so funny. I don't understand why bosses even have the requirement to finish with a super attack. Like, are you going to finish this guy without a super? Like, it would almost be impossible to get him low enough to actually finish him off with a normal anyways. So it's like, yeah, obviously you're going to finish him with a super. That's pretty much the only way. He's tanky enough that normals aren't really going to do enough damage anyways. So here goes Bulma. So the question is, does Bulma get to finish or does Kid Goku get to finish here? At this point, I'm like, there's no way we can die. We have Whis up. Any group attack still won't do enough damage, even if we fail a dodge. Right? So here he goes. He is supering on STR Bulma, but we've got Whis up. STR Bulma definitely takes damage from this without Whis, but because we got Whis, we're good. It still wouldn't have been lethal damage. But yeah, Int Omega just put every super in slot 1, and we love that on this team. And then we got the dodge there. And then Goku, you know, 9 mil type advantage. I think we're about to be done here. I think we got it. That just was a nice smooth run right there. Yep, and there you go, guys. Dragon Ball Saga taking out every hard content in the game. We're going to add this one to the old playlist. We got the Omega Shenron fight, and I do, once again, you can tell me if you disagree, but I think this is hands down the hardest fight in the game. I think this is way harder than Fusion Zamasu, mostly because we've got 2 AoE phases instead of 1. You guys let me know what you think. Yeah, 16-minute run. Actually, my new record there did it faster than my Fusion team. So there you go. There it is. We used 2 Whis. We got it done. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.